Hello everybody, and thank you so much for joining my channel. This one is a quick video today, and we're in an unorthodox place. Usually when I start like this, it means that we're going to be doing a vlog, but today is not a vlog. I thought it was just easier to get you caught up on a few things if I'm just right in this space talking about the things that I want to catch you up on. There's a couple things here. So first and foremost, I bought a few fragrances not too long ago, maybe 2 videos ago. And I just did a blind buy. I sniffed them on paper and I hadn't worn them on skin. And I'm like, these could actually be awful. So I want to circle back and tell you what I thought of them. And they are all right here. So this is where all my fragrances are. It's always stunning to me to come back and look at where I started with my fragrance journey. And it was just a handful of sprinkled things and some body splashes. And now to see that I have this collection, I'm super proud of myself of doing that. But anyway, let me get on to what we're here for. So I've hauled Serge Lutens what is this, 5 o'clock Eau Gingembre, and this one I told you it was very beautiful when I smelled it on paper. Wasn't highly ginger at all, just a very creamy, smooth kind of a fragrance. This one I think you can wear to church, wear to the gym. Is so non-offensive and mass appealing. The only challenge with this is an EDP. The only challenge to me, the only downside to me is that it doesn't last very long. Now, that is not very uncommon for these type of, the notes that are in here that make this up are notes that kind of fade away really quickly. So anything that's citrusy or things like that, they usually fade away pretty quickly. That's kind of some of the things that are in here. But secondly, I'm not surprised because there's so many other fragrances that cost a whole lot of money, like these Byredos and things like that fade after a few hours, and they're supposed to be EDPs. So I am, what can I do? That said, I still like it. It smells really good on the skin. It just doesn't last. The longevity is not there. All right, next one. The next one was this Gold Rose Oud. Is not a perfume. It is a hair perfume or hair fragrance. I don't even know what do they call it? Hair therapy perfume mist natural spray. That's what they call this, and beautiful. It's gorgeous. I've sprayed it on my hair, and one thing is I have the advantage of being short, so typically when people hug me, my head lands where their nose is-ish, or they're tilted down doing this, and so they can smell my hair. And I've gotten a lot of compliments on this already. So this is a really great addition. And what I've done is I've paired this in my hair because it's actually pretty potent. That oud in there, it has a very strong character all its own. I wear it with a perfume that's pretty light. So if there's no competition, no fight between 2 strong fragrances, I wear it with something pretty light. So something like a Glossier You I've done. And I've also worn it with this Candy Luxe, which is another one that I hauled that day as well. This Candy Luxe is a roll-on fragrance oil, and it's called Love and Loyalty. And the main note in here is rose, and it literally smells like a fresh cut bouquet of roses. Love, love, love. I haven't gotten any comments or compliments or anything whatsoever, whether it's negative or positive or anything in between about this when I've worn it. So I'm not sure if maybe it's a skin scent. Maybe I can only smell it, but I'm very happy and pleased when I do sniff it and smell it on me. So I'm not really sure how to describe it or categorize, and I don't know if people can smell it. So the beast mode, the sillage, the trail, you know what I mean? I can't really speak on it, but I know it's really nice. The other one I hauled was this Xerjoff More Than Words. And this one turned out to be quite lovely. This one's a strong one too. I could not pair this along with this hairspray back here. I don't think I can pair this with anything because it is very beast mode. It has a scent trail or sillage. It has the longevity. When I tell you this lasts more than 24 hours, I sprayed it and it got on my sweater. It filled up my room. Luckily, it's a beautiful fragrance. Because sometimes this type of thing happens with the fragrances that you don't like, and you just want to cry. So, but it filled up my closet, and everybody could smell it. I left a trail in the elevator. It wasn't anything that's headache inducing, but it leaves that. In cartoons how when something smells nice and it has that little wavy line and you see the cartoon characters like floating on the wavy line. That's what this does. That's what sillage is. And it definitely leaves that, and it's pleasant, and people have been giving me major compliments. So those were the fragrances that I hauled, and I wanted to follow up and let you know what I thought about them. I'm hoping that I've come back and told you about all the fragrances that I've hauled over time, but I don't know. Let me know if you want me to do a video about the fragrances that I hauled in 2024, or in general, what my favorites are, which ones have the biggest dents, which ones have I had to get multiple bottles of. Like, I'm happy to tell you more about my fragrances. I don't even know how many that I own. What you can't see is this right here is a 3-rung shelf, and it's filled with fragrances. This is my modest collection. In comparison to real avid collectors, this is super, super modest. More about beauty. I know I've talked about this thing several times, like whether it works or not. See, now you can really see how much I've used, and I've given this a college try. And maybe I need to do like a side-by-side of my forehead before I started using this and after, because someone suggested that I needed Botox, and I saw that this anti-aging serum with hyaluronic acid has a few other things in here that are really good for the skin, but some dermatologists recommended this as Botox in a bottle. And I'm not at a point yet, I won't say never, but I'm not at a point where I feel like I would like to do any type of cosmetic, get any cosmetic help. Who knows? I may change my mind, but I definitely have some really strong pronounced 11s here. When I talk, I'm very expressive and I get lines on my forehead. So I'm fine with it. I'm human. There's only one alternative to aging, and none of us really want that. Either you age or you don't. But anyway, that said, I just don't know that this is necessarily working as advertised. So I've been using it. I mean, it's part of my routine or whatever. But what I did find, I put this on my hands, y'all. And my hands have always looked decrepit because I have eczema, and I usually get like dry, darkened skin here on the knuckles. My hands have always looked older than I am. And then once I got really into being fit, I get veins, a lot of veininess, which is good. Being vascular is a good thing. So in conjunction with the eczema skin and then the vascular nature of my body, my hands look much older than I do. So I thought I'd start to put this on my hands. I put like 1 drop, and maybe I could just demonstrate that for you here. I just do 1 drop here on the back of my hand here. And I haven't gotten to the point where I'm doing like a whole treatment on my hands and like wearing gloves to sleep or anything like that. But I will do this and get it all rubbed in and everything like that. And I find that it is really hydrating and like it's just so plump and nice. So if I were to buy this again, I'm not opposed to putting it on my face, but I get better results on my hands. So if any of you are looking for anti-aging solutions for your hands, this might be a good one, and I'll link it from my Amazon store down below. The next thing is I bought this ages ago, and this is a gel nail polish remover. So when you get the no chip, usually you go through the hassle of soaking your nails. You put the acetone and cotton and then the foil around, and you have to sit there forever, or I don't even know all the methods that the salons use, but it's a thing. It is a thing to have to get the gel nail polish off and buff it, and sometimes you can get damage to your nails. So I thought I'd try this. It's literally a polish on solution that you put on your nails. You let it sit for 5 minutes, and it should come off really easily. So I decided to try it. You all saw me get the no chip not too long ago on one of my well-being days from work, and you put it on and it sit, and literally you can if you have nails, it's soft enough for you to just kind of scrape with the nail and get it all off. And what I also chose to do, I had a metal cuticle pusher. I used that to just because it had a bit of a wider tip, to just scrape it all down and get it all off. And you for the most part, for me, I was able to get, I would say 99% of the polish off. And then I kind of went back through one more time to put a dot on the spots that didn't come off, and then wait another 5 minutes and then easily plucked off the last bits. This right here, game changer. I'm going to link it down below too in my Amazon store for you, so you can check that out. But this right here, this is the one. Not the two, it's the one. And I would highly recommend this if you do no chip and no damage to my nails. because I didn't have to buff anything down or anything. Literally, it's soft enough for you to just kind of scrape it down with your nail if you wanted to take it off. So highly recommend this. The last update, y'all, it ain't a beauty thing. It's my closet. Do you remember I was in the middle of a crisis that was brewing? I installed years ago, before I started my YouTube channel, some rails in my closet. That's what inspired me to even get on YouTube. But nonetheless, before I started YouTube, I did this thing. I went and got my tools, cut the lumber, I was a handy Jane in this mug. And fast forward 7 years, 7 years now? Yeah, 7 years since I installed that. It started to fall down. It was literally coming out the walls and getting ready to pull holes through my drywall. So I was nervous that the whole thing was going to collapse. It was going to be a thing. I was going to have big ass holes that I had to patch. But what I did was I decided to get a movable unit that was comparable to what I had installed, which is probably what I should have did to begin with. But I got this movable unit. I transferred everything over to this. I had to build it first of all. I got it from Amazon. I'll link it down below because it is great. It's able to hold 400 pounds, and I don't have 400 pounds of clothes to put on there. So I know this thing is not going to fall down. It has shelves and hooks and all kinds of things on it. It's beautiful. So I put that together, transferred everything, unassembled from the walls, all the things. I didn't spackle it. I'll spackle it when the time comes and repaint when I need to. But I just did all of that, took it all down, and put the new unit back where my rails used to be. It's actually better than what I had before because I have shelving and hooks and all of that stuff. And I am very, very pleased. It took me maybe an hour, the whole thing from end to end, building the thing, transferring the clothes, uninstalling the other thing, and then putting everything back, over there. Yeah. I would say an hour in the end to get the whole thing done. Best hour of my life. And I wish I would have done that 7 years ago, but if I did, I probably would have never started my YouTube channel. So things happen for a reason. They always say things that happen are either for a reason or a season. And, there you have it. All right. So those are all of my updates. I don't know how quickly I was able to get that done. We'll see when I edit this down. But my time here says we're at 13 and a half minutes of me talking. So we'll see how I edit this down. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below. I'm going to link as much as I can. If you're interested, of course, I'm going to put everything from my Amazon store down there too. But thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Bye.
She's just a fashion girl from Chicago. Rocky's just a fashion girl